My suggestion is to do it immediately. Not to leave Toronto, but to travel and see what's out there. Because if you're stuck in one spot, then you're going to be stuck in this bubble. You're not going to see what other people are working on. And that's going to help you by being something that can inspire you to develop your pieces differently. In the genre of my dance, which is b-boying with breaking, it's, to be honest, Canada, as much as I love Canada and Toronto, it sucks here. Like it doesn't work for us because it sucks. Okay, it's limited. For b-boying, because Canada is so far spread, we don't get to compete with the other competitors around our country. So our growth structure is not the same. So my crew, like, as bad as it sounds, like my crew is like one of the top crews in the world, but in Canada, nobody cares, right? But when we travel across the world, you know, whether it's Asia, Europe, Australia, US, we're recognized for what we do. And that's what motivates us to keep doing it. Because if we were stuck here, I don't know how it is in a lot of the other dance disciplines, but in breaking in particular, we're self-imploding. So we kind of push each other down here in order to try to get up. And I find that really unfortunate, and only through traveling and meeting other, you know, other communities has it helped us as dancers grow. So, you know, just to reiterate, really start traveling and seeing what's out there now. Even if you can't leave Toronto, you know, use YouTube, you know, use even locally, even go to Montreal or Ottawa or anywhere further than Toronto in order to expand your bubble and to expand your mind through that.
Do you have anything?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it sucks here, but because there is a lot to see. I think that what happens is people get very comfortable in their own zone, and I mean, I know even with Indian dance, you know, people won't go and see other types of dance. So I think it's more than, you know, physically traveling somewhere if you can't, especially because of, you know, money. It's more being international in your thinking, and yeah, YouTube is a great resource. You can see a lot of exciting work. But if you are going to go for international opportunities, you know, we're not just talking about Europe, but say in Asia, you also have to make the right choices about where you're going, because there is a lot of stuff on the internet where people will offer jobs, you know, at a training institute in North India or in Bangladesh or something, and it may not be necessarily legitimate. So you don't want to just go for anything, but really make the right informed choices about where you are going to go.
Yes.
Just on the same topic, did you guys find the language barrier in like Germany and Indiana difficult?
Did you find the language barrier in some of these other countries difficult?
Well, I went to Germany as well in my 4th year, and I just taught myself German. So that's how I came across that barrier.
She's also German, so it was initialized.
I don't think you should be intimidated by it.
No.
Sometimes you come across language barriers. That's part of traveling. That's part of the experience, right? That's why we go to places. That's why we get on planes and go, is to have these new experiences. So don't let it hold you back. It's fine. You'll manage. It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, you speak English, so.
We talked about like having a job on the side, but I was wondering if you think it's possible to keep dancing in cultural dance as well as having a parallel career, anything that's around the body or that's totally related to it, but that's kind of the job beside that you can do at the same time.
That happens.
The question is about parallel careers and if it's possible to sustain both the dance and the parallel career.
That happens all the time. Specifically through the Dancer Transition Resource Center, like they do a lot of sort of, hey. They do a lot of that sort of thing in terms of helping you manage that sort of duality. So yeah, it's totally possible and happens all the time, I guess, short answer.
Yes. Straight answer, yes. We will do whatever it takes to fulfill our passion. If you want to be a dancer, we already know you have to work hard, you have to be versatile, and you do what it takes. All of us have done what it takes to do what we want to be here today. So the answer is to always say yes. If I can, my answer is yes. If I can do something, yes. The more things you do, the better you're going to be. And because we don't know where our job is tomorrow, and because it's so, off kilter, I make sure that I have the next 6 months planned. At least the next 6 months are planned. If they're not, I plan them. So you have to make sure that you can live, we don't live a normal life, but you have to make sure that you can pay your bills and balance your time, and time management will help that, and you'll learn very quickly what you need to do to get where you want to be, and you will do what it takes. Done.
All right, so we have about 10 minutes left, and I just want everybody to take a couple minutes, each of the panelists, to answer one more question. What advice would you have wanted to know in your first year? The best advice you can think of for somebody who's just about to graduate.
Start. Oh, God. I think I'm going to... All right, so what I wish I had known and what I would tell people graduating now is that it's the thing I tell everybody. You are the master of your destiny. You get to decide what you do, whether you achieve your passion or not. You are the person who makes all of those decisions. Nobody else is going to be able to tell you any different or keep you from doing it if it's what you really want. So be courageous, be bold, and go be badass. That's sort of really all I would say.
I think mentorship is the thing that I would say is number one. With my relationship through Daryl Tracy, I was able to get a lot of things through him. I would just approach someone who you work well with, whose career you're interested in, something along those lines, and connect with them and stick by them. So, because they are already in the scene and they already have a name, and you can kind of just tag along and learn from them. Yeah, so that's why.
I think I would say be versatile. As you can see, we've all taken very different paths, and there's so many options, and one is not better than the other. So if you know that you have a creative mind and you don't have the turnout, don't go audition to be in a ballet company, right? And that's okay, because you are going to create an incredible piece that is all your own, and that's going to blow somebody's mind. So I think there's so many different paths that you can take, whether it's teaching, whether it's opening a studio, whether it's owning your own business, working for somebody, a production company, creating your own production company, working for a modern company, creating your own modern company. There's also a friend of mine, she went to the States, she got her visa, she worked really hard, and now she's on Broadway. She did In the Heights, she just got Ghost, and she just started a business to help people branch off to get their visas. So if you want to do that, I will leave business cards, and you can branch off to the States, and just know it's like a tree. The branches, the leaves are all pretty at the end. You pick which branch you follow, and you go full out. And use all of us. We are all resources. If you want to talk, if you want to learn more, Pamela has done so many different things. And she is very independent, so if you want to go that way, talk to her. If you want the business side, go to Lee. So just use your resources, and we are all here to help you. I'm sure probably we all have Facebook, so find us that way, and yeah, be versatile.
I have a secret for you. Remember to hone your artistic curiosity, because I know a lot of the discussion that we've been having today is a lot about, business and selling yourself, and I think that's very important, but I think it's also tricky if you're putting a lot of your effort and energy into marketing and, I don't know, costumes and all these things. But then the work doesn't really hold up. And so I think it's integral, so integral, to continue to dig deeply artistically, because that's the main thing. All the other things, there are people to help with that. And so I really think it's incredibly important to continue really looking and being brave in terms of your artistic voice and what you are saying. That's my secret.
The only advice I have a lot of advice, but this is probably the one that's going to really stick out, is that there's no one formula. Everybody's going to have to figure out their own path. And it's going to be different for everybody. It's going to be unique. But explore, see what other people are doing, attempt, trial and error, and get used to the term starving artist, because it's a real term. It's a reality, all right? And you know, sometimes you'll be eating like a king or a queen, and other times you'll be eating McDonald's. So, well, maybe not as an answer.
That sounds like a king to me.
Or you can go to Burger King and then you get both worlds, right? But you know, get used to the good times and the bad, and it's just how it is. And you know, if that gets too tough, then you know, perhaps the workforce can help subsidize that for a little bit, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you decide to join the workforce, you know, pay for your bills and you know, pay off your student loans, that's fine too. But stick to your guns, stick to your art, stick to your passion. Don't forget that, because reality does kick your ass a lot. And be prepared for a butt whooping.
Well, I mean, I think everything's kind of been said, but I think it's really important to listen to your inner voice. A lot of times you know what it is that you want to do with your life, and that might be very different from what other people think that you should do with your life. And ultimately, if you don't listen to yourself, down the road, you're really going to regret that. So as crazy as it might seem, and you might not know exactly how you're going to get there, but you'll figure out a way. And I mean, starving artist, I'm 7 months pregnant, so I'm not starving. And I don't believe in compromise. You know, anybody who tells you can't have a baby and be a dancer and whatever stuff, you deserve the best in your lives, and you're entitled to it.
I have one last thing we thought of as we went down the line. Know when to stop working for free.
Well, never work for free.
Secretly, Pamela said it, but she was shy. You know, once you graduate, yeah, there's this time where you're like, yeah, I'll do that show with you, friend from school. That's cool, let's do it. But there has to be a point where you say, actually, I need to get paid now. And it doesn't have to be a lot, because, I mean, at Typecast, we do not pay a lot. But we do pay a little. And we make that commitment because it's sort of silly to have you be a professional and not get paid for it.
And it becomes the standard. If everyone's working for free, then everyone's hiring for free. So get paid.
Fantastic. Yes, there's one more question just at the back. So speaking to teaching, some advice around that one as well.
I'll take this one because I teach a lot. I would say, again, on the versatility thing, I've been running Quick Ball Change for about 1.5 years now, so studios call us, you know, sometimes 2 hours before, and here I am texting teachers and saying, can you do this, can you do this? We had a studio call us and say, we have a night of teaching, we need it filled for the rest of the year. It was junior modern, it was junior jazz, senior contemporary, inter jazz, and a junior hip hop. So can you do all of those things? Can you do modern? Can you do jazz? Can you do ballet? Can you do acro? Can you do hip hop? The more you can do, first of all, the higher wage that you're going to earn. Big things are certified ballet. You will get paid the most in the industry. A strong acro teacher, you will get paid a lot of money for. Good technical hip hop is very sparse, and if you are a good hip hop dancer, teacher, you will work a lot. And to be versatile, so you can fill your full nights of teaching, so you're not going to a studio for 2 hours, and it's worth your whole night. And if you want to branch into the teaching, if you haven't done any teaching, I'll leave business cards. My partner and I, we can talk to you and figure out where you are and what your rate is and where you should start and what your commitment is. So I'm happy to help you with that.
All right, so we have time? Yes. We have run out of time. I'd just like to thank all of our panelists for coming in and speaking with us today.